Alright, this is Kelly Borsheim here again, and I wanted to show you what my plan of attack is. That I'm starting the pearl necklace now. Okay, I've drawn on it with a pencil to get the idea of what size the balls are going to be, or the pearls. They're natural pearls. I just confirmed with the collector, the commissioner, and so I just basically did a bunch of similar circles. It's nice that they're actually natural pearls, because 100% symmetrical pearls would be really, 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 really difficult to not make a mistake on. And after all the work that I've done and still have to do on these two faces, I really don't want that kind of stress. So what I've done is I've drawn the two chains here. You can see it's wiping off a little bit because that's what the pencil will do. But I redraw a bunch of times anyway. So now what I'm trying to do is take my diamond tools and carve around each of these circles here. Can you see that? Right. So I'm going to carve vertical straight down, trying to match up with the surface here and smoothing that out as much as I can, because I do find that I like to make things smooth as I go along, because it's a little intimidating to try to get everything perfect later on and stuff. So I kind of go along. Anyway, so I'm going in, I'm going in, I'm going in, I'm going in, straight down from this point of view. Okay. However, you'll see that there's quite a bit of depth there, and that's a lot thicker. That I don't have oblong 3D ellipses kind of thing. So what that means is that once I get this decided from here where the innies are for the spheres, then what I'll do is start changing the height. So I'll come in from this angle here and say, wow, that's really too deep there, so now I needed about half that. But as I go into that, I'm going to start rounding and making them look like little spheres, and then just push back as I go. The other thing that I'm interested in is, for example, this side. Because the gravity's falling in this way, I kind of thought it would be cool if this strand of pearls sits a little bit on top of this one, because really, as you move and you have a necklace that flows, I don't know, like breasts. Maybe that's not a good example. That would be my brain working there. The thing is that I've seen pictures of her pearls where this strand goes underneath and it does this. You know, they're two swinging pendulums, if you will, and so they're going to act independently based on all sorts of variables. But I kind of like that this one might actually stay high because of this, and then this, because it's lower here, that I can actually cut into halfway and sort of let one overlap the other. Because I think if everything's perfectly in line, it doesn't look as interesting. So that's what I'm shooting for. First the vertical. I have a long way to go on this, actually, to get this form. I've got to cut this whole triangle out. Do you see? And look how deep that is right there. So that's what it is. And I'm going to try to, again, to even up the stuff with the existing wing, because I don't want to cut too much off the wing, because then I cut out my C curve that I have been working on slowly there. But as I do it, I'll be moving around, because, again, I don't have the mouth shaped properly. I want to open up her mouth a little bit more to make it more of an evident smile, work the eyes a little bit more, and at some point I'm going to be sticking in the irises, but I think for now that's a little bit much for me to worry about. One thing at a time. Ciao ciao for now. Kelly Borsheim, Borsheimarts.com. Check me out on Patreon, please. Patreon.com/Kelly Borsheim. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao ciao. Cheers. I thought that I would show you a video here, if I can, about how I'm working here, because I have moved inside of my studio with a fan there to blow the powder outside of the window a little bit, but I'm also trying to be more precise. So this, I have a little shop vac type of thing, and I'm sticking that, I'm usually holding that with my left hand, and then with my right hand I'll carve using this. Right now I'm using this diamond round bit. Can you see that if I go in a little closer? I have a straight bit, and I also have several points that really come to a point, but I'll use those for later in the process. This one I'm trying to get rid of the majority part of the marble, such as, oops, there goes the case from my phone, such as this section in here. And I need to, again, make sure I'm coming at the bird's eye view so that I don't end up cutting into too much marble. So I'm cutting away, letting it suck into this vacuum cleaner, and aspidapolvere it is in Italian, and that's how I'm working a little bit. So it's going to be a slow process because I don't have three hands, sadly, but also because I want to be very precise and want to do this well. So anyway, that's the background scene. Hope you enjoyed it. Ciao, ciao. As John would call it, it's a suckinator. I always like Borsheimese. Alright, in this video I want to show you how I analyze what I'm doing with the face, because I had a feeling that this wasn't going back far enough, but also that it was going out too wide and then turning back. Do you see how this turns back at a nice gradual pace going back here, and then this seems to be longer? It's because it's not, it needs to start going back right about this point here and go more straight back. Then instead of this, it needs to be going this, okay? Another thing is, remember the trick about the black paper, putting it behind so I can see what's going on. I think my little fan blew that off, but I don't know where it is right now, but I'm putting in the file right here. So now compare it to the eyes. See, because the mouth is going to come straight down from the center of the eye. So this could be a little bit too wide here, but she's smiling, so it's not, if I'm going to make a mistake on one end or the other, it's better to do that. Just dropped another pointer tool. Okay, so another dentist tool here. And this one, it comes down to the center of the eye here. But again, I need more depth in the face. I'm not getting it to turn fast enough. But what I had wanted to show you, let's see if it'll work with this one, is that the lip on this side right here is a little bit too out compared to this one. If I want them to be even, and actually as you're pulling the muscles back for a smile, they're going to go right across the front of your teeth, aren't they? So I shouldn't have one lip bulging out more than the other. So more than likely, since I can't take this away, I've got to knock this one back. That'll also change the profile on that. So I find that it's these views that you don't see very often. They give you a lot of information because it really, and now to be fair, I'm also dealing with the wide-angle lens for this camera, so it makes this face look really fat and wide when it's not so much really like that in reality. However, I find when I'm looking at this in person, I'm getting a lot more information about what needs to happen to make this more symmetrical. So I'm going to be pulling this back, shaving off some of that upper lip, and then also I wanted to open up the smile on this sister. Let's see if I can do this without losing myself here. Okay, and so I have a line marked here because I want to open up this lower lip and make it a little bit thinner, but also because I know I'm going to push this back straighter, fatter there. But I have some time to do that. The other thing is I can come up and look from the top here. Do you see I also have this lip sticking out a bunch? Now I need to remember the angle of the face because, again, from this point of view, the angle of the eyes, the angle of the nostrils, the angle of the corners of the mouth, those things need to be all parallel. But I also need to remember that I tilted the face to go one way or the other, and so that's the kind of thing. You see, so here I'll come here and tilt the camera so it's parallel for that. And then I'll start studying what I did with the cheeks and the mouth and that kind of thing. So that's part of my studies there, and I hope it helps you figure out what's wrong or what's going well with your own face when you sculpt. Ciao, ciao.